More than 60 aircraft, 16 different kinds from 24 bases in 14 states and Canada. They all converged on Selfridge Air National Guard Base in Michigan for 4 days this May. The purpose for this gathering, these air crews are flying in Sentry Wolverine 83, practicing their wartime missions, building their confidence while developing techniques, increasing their abilities to get to their targets, deliver their payloads, and get home safely. Sentry Wolverine 83 was conceived, developed, and supervised by Michigan's Air National Guard. Sponsored by the 127th Tactical Fighter Wing and the 191st Fighter Interceptor Group at Selfridge, the exercise was directed entirely by weekend guardsmen. Sentry Wolverine, or Wolverine Flag as it was nicknamed, was to be a large-scale mock war training exercise. First was the deployment. From bases as far away as Florida and California, air crews flew non-stop to Selfridge. The employment phase included air-to-air and air-to-ground operations, tactical intercepts, air combat tactics with dissimilar aircraft, and joint maritime operations with the United States Coast Guard. Besides practicing land, air, and sea attacks, there would also be a simulated rescue operation to add to the realism. The last phase would be the redeployment, the non-stop flight back home for all the visiting crews. Supporting the exercise was AWACS, an E-3A Sentry from the 552nd Airborne Warning and Control Wing at Tinker Air Force Base, Oklahoma. The weapons directors aboard the AWACS would, from miles away, give fighter pilots information on where their enemies were, helping them to successfully get to their targets and get home. Providing in-flight refueling for all the many kinds of aircraft were KC-135s from the 452nd Air Refueling Wing at March Air Force Base, California, the 128th Air Refueling Group from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and the 190th from Forbes Air Force Base, Kansas. Also refueling was the Air Force's newest tanker, the KC-10 Extender. This aircraft and its crew came all the way from the 78th Air Refueling Group at Barksdale Air Force Base, Louisiana. Those involved in the mock fight would be F-4 Phantoms from the 122nd TAC Fighter Wing at Fort Wayne, Indiana, the 301st at Carswell Air Force Base, Texas, the 93rd at Homestead Air Force Base, Florida, the 184th TAC Fighter Group at McConnell Air Force Base, Kansas, Marine Air Group 41 at Andrews Air Force Base, Maryland, and the 171st Fighter Interceptor Squadron at Selfridge. A-4 Sky Raiders came from Marine Air Group 49 at Willow Grove, Pennsylvania, and from Navy Attack Squadron 45 at Key West, Florida. A-10 Thunderbolt IIs flew in from the 434th TAC Fighter Wing at Grissom Air Force Base, Indiana. F-15 Eagles from the 59th TAC Fighter Squadron at Eglin Air Force Base, Florida, and F-16 Fighting Falcons from the 56th at MacDill Air Force Base, Florida. From Canada, F-101s from 409 Squadron at COMEX Canadian Forces Base, and T-33s from 416 Squadron at Chatham arrived. F-106s from the 5th Fighter Interceptor Squadron at Minot Air Force Base, North Dakota. OA-37 Dragonflies from the 110th Tactical Air Support Group at Battle Creek, Michigan, and an RF-4 reconnaissance aircraft from the 117th TAC Fighter Wing at Birmingham, Alabama. Rounding out the exercise were the A-7s from the 107th TAC Fighter Squadron at Selfridge, a C-130 from the 9th Air Force at Shaw Air Force Base, North Carolina, and 8 C-130s from the 305th Aerial Refueling and Rescue Squadron were there. Also there were the support aircraft for the Navy and Marine flyers. The largest craft participating would be a cutter from the 9th Coast Guard at Cleveland, Ohio, acting as the seagoing target for the attackers. The task, as always, began and ended with briefings. The welcomes came first.
I want to welcome you to Selfridge. Those of you who have been here before, welcome back. Those of you who are here for the first time, we hope you enjoy your stay. And I do want to congratulate you on having completed the most dangerous part of the entire exercise, and that is getting those vehicles off the flight line in order to theater.
Early on Friday, the tanker crews and the AWACS crews completed all their pre-flight preparations and got airborne, en route to their positions for the day's work.